So I thought I'd. When I used to teach in a place called Inazawa, which was about a 20-minute drive for me. And one, like an interesting teaching anecdote I thought was that when I asked the class just to get conversation going. So I just asked them something, way out of the ordinary. So I just said to them, who was the first man in space? And of course, I'll give you like a few seconds to answer that. And of course, the answer is, well, it's not actually Yuri Gagarin. It's not, but that's what it's known as. It was actually the American that he dropped from. He went up in a balloon, and he freefalled, and he dropped from outer space back to Earth. So he actually was the first man in space. But so when I asked the class, I was expecting Yuri Gagarin, because they're usually well clued up Japanese people, and they said Suzuki-san. I said, what? And Suzuki-san was this like mild looking glass wearing kid in the front of a glass, and Suzuki-san was always the first in the classroom, and the rest of the class knew this. He was the first student there. That's about 5 o'clock or 5:30, and so I said, what do you mean? I said, no, Yuri Gagarin was the first man in space. But to Japanese people, a space is an area. So you can rent a space or be in a space, and it's just called a space. So that area was called a space, and he was the first man in that space. So when I asked them who was the first man in space, to them the first man in space was Suzuki, not Yuri Gagarin. So they have their own Japanese hero, the first man in space, Suzuki-san. Bye-bye.